recording in progress, but it was only me. So, and then I come out and try again.
Oh, gosh. Well, okay, let me explain. I have it set up to automatically record. So the recording will always be there when you come on until I turn it off. And if you come on before me, you'll get that message. Yeah. But when I come on, I usually turn it off and then start it again, because I don't need all the, people coming on and all that stuff.
My hands sort of finding things on the screen.
I did the same.
You were the same, okay. And then I had to go out, come back in.
Well, okay, so I do want to say now it is recording. So I will say for everybody who's watching this, I need to cancel next Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I think you all know that my good friend Greg died 2 weeks ago, and the celebration of life was on Monday. And his wife Greg had a lot of clients. He was an incredible healer, and his wife really was not part of that at all. So the president of Can Be Well, the association that Greg was a member of for 28 years, sat on the board for 28 years, actually, and attended, they figured 340 board meetings. So he has all these clients, and they will just, this was totally unexpected. So Michelle, who's the president and came for the memorial service, and I are going to go over to Chris's house and go over his records and work out a plan for contacting his client. And she's flying out in the afternoon, so I have to do it next Wednesday morning. He's coming in Tuesday night and flying out Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon. So I will cancel tomorrow as next Wednesday.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers. More water. I need to get some more. Oh. Momo. What are you doing, Mosey? I've got Moses down here.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Good, Moses. You're getting ready for floor work, as you can see.
Yes, he's all ready. Mm-hmm.
So after my fashion, we're going to start with our feet. And let's start with our toes. Mm-hmm. Twiddling our toes. How is your shoulder, Ruth?
Yeah, it's the same. It's changed.
Okay. I was going to do some arms.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do, Dana, because my whole body seems to be there's one pain or another.
I know the feeling. Like it took me a long time to walk. Well, I never really walked up to speed, but I think I'm just exhausted from all this.
Bet you are.
Death. We actually had another one. The husband of the woman who has been the treasurer of Synergus for decades, who we've known for decades, had some stents put in. And then they sent him home from the hospital. And at 4 o'clock that morning, he was unresponsive. His wife didn't think he was ready to come home, but the cardiologist wouldn't let him stay at the hospital. And so he's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Gina, that's too bad.
Yeah. That's 3 close friends in 2
we've
weeks.
had 3. It's funny. Yeah. Well, I'm leading a service on Friday and on Monday. So, yeah.
And then we'll do this new thing I learned of just pulling the energy out the heel and go on to the other one. Then let's do some, when you're ready, we'll do some caterpillar feet, inching forward, foot scrunches, and then backward caterpillars. And then let's roll our feet around. Kind of actually warming up all of the, the knee joints and the hip joints as well.
Yeah.
And let's do our brain buttons.
Dana, can you see me? This is Patsy.
No, you went full.
I can't see me either, so I thought, oh, there I
There
am.
you are.
There we are.
Did you get your hair cut as well, Patsy?
No, that's happening on the, I think it's Tuesday or maybe Thursday, but next week was a little bit of a haircut off.
Okay.
It's usually
Thinking
curly,
how-
isn't it?
Oh, we've all had, we've all got shorter hair.
Yeah.
And when you're ready, switch. And then maybe take your gaze and allow your head to go further. Allow your head to follow your gaze from side to side. Be aware of the space behind you, even though we're sitting on a chair, even though we're focused on a screen. We're three-dimensional bodies and we have backspace. Feel your backspace. And then let's take our pelvis and rock a whole back forward. So inhale forward. Exhale, remember that pulling up. So maybe we'll just, I'm going to change the thing here. We didn't do this. So let's do our suctioning up. Again, exhale, and then lengthen the femurs out, and then inhale and relax. Exhale, suction up. Exhale, pinky toes. Exhale, lengthen the femurs out of the hip joints and relax. Exhale, press the thighs towards each other. Exhale, keep that feeling, but press against the hands. Exhale, reach the femurs out from the hip joints. Relax. One more time. Exhale. Exhale. Each time getting taller. Exhale, reaching the toes as well as the femurs out, and relax. Now let's take that rock forward. So as we come forward, we're folding our pelvis on our thighs. We're doing the exact opposite of what we do lying on the floor. And then exhale as you come up and feel that lift and the inner thighs working, and take it back. Inhale, exhale, come up as if there was a hand behind your heart pushing you back up to vertical. Inhale, fold, exhale, come to vertical, find your center right on top of your sits bones, roll back on them a little bit, but keeping the head long, and exhale up. Two more times. Exhale, lean forward. Sorry, exhale, inhale, exhale, come up, sorry. Inhale, stretching back, and come up. Now let's take our we'll do our figure eights. So figure eight around one sits bone, figure eight around the other sits bone. Concentrating on it happening at the base, shifting that weight around, come forward, go around, come forward, go around. And now we're going to shift up into the belly, or that idea of the seed center. The seed or the belly is going around. Yes?
I just have to leave now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. And shifting up to the solar plexus, around and around, around and around, up to the level of the heart, under the sternum. Imagine the heart circumnavigating one spear of bamboo growing out of one sits bone, and then circumnavigating the bamboo growing from the other sits bone. Let's take it up to the nose and the eyes. And now let's go right out the top of the head, as if you were tracing two circles on the ceiling with a searchlight coming out of the top of your head. And pause in the center. And this time we're going to start going backwards from the top of the head and circle in the other direction. And then coming to the level of the eyes, maybe rolling one eye around that bamboo reed, the other eye going around it. Coming to the level of the heart. Massaging that heart around the bamboo. And then the solar plexus, maybe the whole diaphragm and the lower rib cage. Juicy. Come down to the belly. Roll the belly around one direction and then the other direction. And then back where we started, the hip, the sits bones. Just feel that little. And after all that, let's do our narrowing one more time. Now we're really, hopefully our sits bones are really settled, grounded into the chair. And then we're going to use them as a base as they ground into the chair to do that upward fountain of energy. So exhale, 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 and inhale, relax. Exhale, inside of the thighs. Exhale, outside of the thighs. Exhale, lengthen out, and inhale. Exhale, inner thighs. Exhale, pinky toe side. Exhale, toes long, reaching out. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. Exhale. Lengthen. And relax. Okay. Well, I'm hoping we're all able to create some space in the middle between our rib cage and our pelvis as we, so we don't just keep shrinking.
Hard.
Pardon, Ruth?
It's quite hard.
Yes.
So much fat that it's rolling down there.
We're going to get that moving. Let's take a look at our colors, and then we're going to stand up.
Balanced today.
Audrey?
I think red stands out more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do some bonding. So we haven't done so much with our side bodies lately. So here's a gentle rocking. So for the, there are two aspects of these integrated movements. One is the physical aspect, the way we move in space. And the other is kind of the emotional aspect, how we're relating to the energy flow in our body. So on the physical aspect, keep that sensation of your sits bones. So even as you go to one side or the other, can you keep both sits bones attached to the chair? You might want to spread your legs out a little wider to make that easier. And then you can use the opposite foot to push you over, and we'll amplify this a little bit to really give our side bodies a bit of exercise. So pushing yourself over to the other side, and then push with the other feet to bring you back and over, pushing up and over, pushing up and over. So even as we're falling from one side to the others, our legs are providing us with stability. And we're increasing our range of motion. Okay, and then let's do the give and take. Up, up,
Up. Up.
up, up, up,
Up.
up, up,
Up.
up,
Up.
up,
Up.
up,
Up.
up,
Up.
up,
Up. Up.
So let's rock forward, the same movement we did before, but we're going to go right up to standing. And we're going to do a cross crawl series after we do some hookups. No, we're going to go right down on the floor and do our shoulder. That will prepare us better for this. So I know, I'm kind of not. I'm changing my mind a lot today, but yeah. So we're going to do our arm circles on the floor, and that will prepare us for really feeling the cross lateral movement and the cross crawl. Because cross crawl is not just about using opposite sides of the body, it's about the rotation as well. So let's go down into our constructive rest, and I'll talk you through it. We're not going to do anything we haven't done before. So Moses was all ready for this anyway.
Yes, she's gone now.
Okay. He's done it already, probably.
Yes, already done it.
So let's just take a couple of deep breaths to allow your body to settle into the floor, into the ground. Allow the ground to receive any tension. Just let it go and yield into gravity. Before we can push, we have to yield. And let's just take some gentle rotations of the head from side to side, rolling the back of the head on the floor. And as you roll to one side and come as far as you can, pause, and then breathe out and in. And see if you can roll a little further on the next exhale. And breathe in. And breathe out. See if you can roll a little further. And then roll your head back to center. And then roll to the other side. Pause and breathe in. Breathe out and roll a little further. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll a little further if you can. If not, just breathe and let go of any tension. And when you're ready, go back, roll back to the center. Now, as we do our arm circles, we're going to allow the head, as these arm circles around, the head is going to just roll on the floor like that. We're not going to pick our heads off the floor at all, if possible. And if you're having trouble finding that, just slow down, pause, and let your head sink back into the floor. So we're going to start by letting our knees drop to the right and take a breath and just notice what tension you can release. Maybe a couple of those. Can you feel both shoulder blades on the floor? Can you release in your right hip? And then we're going to slide our left arm up on the diagonal and feel that diagonal line from the left knee to the left fingers. And feel that connection. And then continue to circle your arm up over the top of your head. Turn the palm over and start to reach out with your fingers, little finger sliding you out along the floor to reach beyond your right hand. And let's pause when the left hand is over the top of the right arm, or reaching beyond the right arm, and let go. Just let go of anything you're hanging on to. So I was hanging on to my left thigh and hip. And now my forehead is on the floor. Take another breath and just release. And then start to travel the hand down toward your knees. And when the hand reaches your knees, turn the palm over and reach back, what is now like back of you on the floor, back towards your starting position. And take a nice breath. And as you exhale, release. And notice, maybe your left knee is now a little closer to the floor. And start to circle your left hand down towards your knees. Reaching down long, lengthening out of the shoulder socket. And then as your arm reaches the side of your body, turn the palm over and starts to pull your body over on its side, and the hand traces an arc on the floor beyond your right hand, and pause again and see what you can release. Isn't it amazing how we use so much tension to do movements sometimes, tension that isn't needed? If we can release that tension, then we can have more energy for movement. Then circle that arm up towards away from your head, up over the top of your head. And when you get to the top, you're going to turn the palm over, and the arm is going to reach out on that diagonal, and we're going to pause one last time on that diagonal. Feel that diagonal length from your left knee to your left fingers. See if there's anything else you can release into this long diagonal in your body. And then when you're ready, slide the back of your hand along the floor out to that T position and pull the left hip down to the floor so that the pelvis regains its neutral position and the knees are pointing toward the sky. And now we're going to let those knees drop over to the left side. Take a deep breath and release any tension in your hips, in your thighs. Feel your shoulder blades stretching wide on the floor, and then activate that right arm to move up on the diagonal, fingertips reaching away from your right knee. And take a deep breath and release. Coming up over the top of your head, the palm turns over and your body starts to roll over on its side. Your head rolls over onto your forehead as your fingers are reaching way out beyond your left hand. Take a deep breath and release any tension you can. I just discovered I was really holding onto my legs like I had to hold them or they were gonna, I don't know, fly away. So instead, I let them just drop into the ground and let gravity hold them. Then reach your fingertips down towards your knees, reaching, 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 and then turn the palm over and the arm reaches out to the right side as much width as you can. Shoulder blades are wide. Really feel the reach from your right fingertips to your left fingertips. That nice broad width. And then we're going to commence to move down with the hand, down, down toward the feet. And when the hand comes up over the thigh, the palm turns over and the fingertips starts to reach out beyond the fingers of your left hand. The forehead is once again moving toward the floor. And pause with your hand reaching out beyond your left one. Let go of any more tension. Maybe this time you didn't have to hold your legs from flying away. And then start to slide the right hand up over the top of your head. Turn the palm over and continue the arc around in that big arc to find that diagonal from the right fingertips to the left knee. Maybe you can open up a little space in your armpit. Just open it up. Take a deep breath. And then slide your fingers out to the right side and your right hip comes to the floor, stretching out long away from you. And let's fold our left knee today in toward our hips. Take your fingers and cradle your knee, allowing it to come closer, but just allowing the weight of the arms, don't cause any pain. But see if you can imagine that hip is like a U joint, maybe to give you some space in there. Like a U shape curving around. And then stretch the right foot long away from you, sliding the heel out from your body. Press the heel long away from you as long as you can. And then slide the heel back up and change hands. Drop the left foot to the floor. And now the weight of the arms can help to press the knee towards the chest gently. Take a deep breath. Release and slide the left heel long on the floor. Press the heel long away from you. Feel the length from the right knee to the left heel. And when you're ready, slide the heel back up. Both legs are flexed and then drop them both to the ground. We'll start with our sequence of leg lifts. So we'll fold the left leg in toward the chest. We'll slide the left heel along the floor, press the heel away from you, reach the heel up toward the ceiling. Stretch the heel up, lengthen, and then lower it slowly to the ground. Slide it up, flexing the thigh, and drop the foot to the floor. Other side. Fold and slide the heel out. Press the heel long away from you. It moves in an arc up toward the ceiling. Now press the sole of the foot to the ceiling, or specifically the heel toward the ceiling, and feel the stretch in your fascia. Then lengthen that leg slowly down. It's going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. And then you're going to slide the heel up toward your bum and drop the foot to the floor. Other side. Fold and slide. Press the heel arc to the ceiling and press, and lower slowly to the ground. And fold and drop. And fold and slide. Press the heel out, up toward the ceiling. Press for 2 counts. 2 and lower. 2 counts. 2 and flex and drop. Other side. Fold and slide and press up in an arc. And press the heel to the ceiling, 2 counts. And lower, 2 counts. And fold and drop. Other side. Fold and slide and arc to the ceiling. And press, 2 counts. And lower, 2 counts. And fold and drop. Over onto your hands and knees, coming up in the cat-cow position. And good. We'll do our cat-cow. We'll do that twice, and then we'll add alternate knees and leg stretches, and then we'll add the arm like we did last week. So exhale, curve the tail and the head to the ground. Inhale, tail and head to the ceiling. Exhale, tail and head to the ground. Inhale, tail and head to the ceiling. Now pick up your right leg as you exhale. Right knee to your nose. And stretch the leg back. Away from your head. Bring the knee back in as you curve your spine up to the ceiling and drop it down as you arch your back. And curl, knee to your nose, and arch, toe points away from you, and curl, knee to your nose, and to the floor. Let's do that again, twice more. Curl, knee to your nose, and arch, toe points away from you, and curl, knee to your nose, and down on the other side, and curl, knee to your nose, arch, foot points away, and curl, and press down. Now lift your left hand and your right knee, curl, and stretch long away, and up, curl, and back, down. Lift your right hand, left knee, curl, and stretch them away, and curl, and down. Other side, and curl, and reach into space, and curl, and down, and curl, and reach into space, and curl, and down. Tuck your toes under, press your bum up into the air, press your tailbone back and up away from you. And treading, press the right foot, relax the left knee. Press the left foot, relax the right knee. Tread and tread.
pressing your palms into the floor. Don't let the weight go into your wrists. Really press your palms and your fingers into the floor as you're treading with your heels. And let's pause. See if you can reach your tailbone a little bit further away from your palms. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. And then walk your hands towards your feet. And just let's hang there for a little moment and just do whatever feels good. So keep the whole surface of your foot. Make sure your whole foot is supporting your toes are stretched out, reaching into the floor. And you can just do little sways or from side, like around from one side to the other, or whatever feels like it helps to mobilize a little dance in that position, whatever you need to do. And then you're going to roll up, your knees are relaxed, and your tail is reaching for the ground, rotating the pelvis back to its upright position, and then one by one, the spine aligns itself on top of your pelvis. And while we're here,
I have
you
to
need
go.
to go, Audrey.
Yeah, good class. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
See you in a couple weeks then.
Okay, yes.
Hi, Audrey.
Bye.
I'll send you the whole class.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, Ruth, did you get some water?
Yep,
Okay.
good idea. Yeah. Well, Moses has come back. He wants
Oh,
to do
good.
the rest.
Well, he knew we needed company.
Yeah. But, there you go. What are you going to do though? Walk around, scratch the furniture, be a nuisance.
Uh-huh. Okay, how are your knees today?
Left knee is awful. Right side leg muscles gone. Yeah. Just
Would you, okay, I'm thinking really quickly.
I'll just adapt, don't worry.
Okay, so what I was going to do actually was start with hookups.
Yeah.
So maybe really, and this would be good. Do you remember the yang chiao that comes from, here, from the outside of under the malleolus up the outside of the body, and then it comes up to the eyes, and then the yin chiao comes up the inside of the legs, and it also ends up at the eyes. So it's the idea of these two energy meridians, that they're the last two in the way, and there are human meridians because, or they come from the fact that we're standing upright, unlike most animals. And I love the fact that they both start from the earth and they end up here at our eyes, and they're about how we see the world and how we see ourselves, how we stand up to the world. So I really think of those when I do hookups now. I love that idea of you're making an X with your legs. And so I really work on feeling that energy up from both the insides here, coming up, coming inside, up all the way to where I see the world. And then the energy coming up the outsides of my legs, which starts on the inside here, and it becomes the outside up to where I see the world.
Yeah.
So as we're doing our hookups and feeling those points on our feet, you can like rock around a little bit and feel from the the big toe joint side to the little toe joint side, you've got those two, the yin and the yang, and just kind of balancing those and bringing them that energy up from the ground to support you.
Okay.
And myself, I close my eyes when I do this, so I have that challenge of really making my proprioceptive system work and my vestibular system. So I'm sort of taking away the support of the eyes and making the inside do it.
Mm-hmm. Doing that.
And when I feel my breathing relax and the kind of little shifting dance calming down, then shifting to the other side. In other words, the other foot in front.
It's not so easy because the knee won't go.
So maybe you don't close your eyes on that side if it's,
Yeah, I'll close my eyes on that side because I'm only just balanced. My back's in the wrong place. I can feel everything's wrong. It's this outside leg muscle. Liking it at all. Can't do that.
okay. So let's just do, let's just come back here first and just do that little sway from side to side. And see if you can take it totally from your feet. Okay, I know we can visualize the hips are gliding from one side to the other, but really consciously use the yielding into the floor and the pushing.
Yeah.
So you push from the opposite foot to bring you over. I used to do that a lot, that thing about the sand, just visualizing the weight going down, but this is kind of different. This is a very active way. And rather than thinking of the passive shifting of the weight, it's more that active press, just allowing the other one to yield, and it presses from one to the other. And then breathing. So are you feeling pain doing this?
No, this is okay because it's with the feet. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly. That's
all quite relaxed.
good.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So now let's move up and do our shoulder shrug exercise. So inhale, and as you're doing this, Ruth, think about, we worked with the breathing. So there's kind of opposite actions going in the body. So as you inhale, of course, the air is, your lungs are filling up and you're creating this space here. The diaphragm is descending. The lungs are filling all the way up as the shoulders come up. Then as you exhale, your diaphragm is coming up, and your shoulder blades are sliding down. So there's like a lengthening through the center as the shoulder blades are sliding down the back. So there's that kind of opposite, and then the other thing happens. The air descends as your shoulders come up. So I'm really focusing on that. And this is the lengthening like we did, with the thighs as the shoulders come down. And then the shoulder blades slide out, the arms slide out As you inhale again, like balloons filling under your armpits, and then back, relax as the air goes out, the diaphragm's coming up. And here we go. So inhale up, exhale, shoulder blades slide down. Shoulder blades stay down, arms reach out, and arms go back down as you exhale and inhale. Growing tall through the center, growing wide, and exhale, growing tall again. And inhale up, exhale, growing tall, growing wide, inhale, exhale, growing tall. Okay, now we're going to go into the opening of Qigong, reaching up out through the fingertips, gathering in, pressing down. So again, those shoulder blades are staying down long on the back, and the fingertips are stretching up away from them, pressing down. Beautiful. Once more, reaching out with the fingertips, up and around, pressing down. We're just going to do a few of these pliés. Just do it all, totally concentrating on your feet. So it doesn't have to be deep at all, but really think of the toes reaching forward, the heels reaching back, and they're pressing into the ground to cause you to rise. So the knees aren't doing the work at all. The feet are activating the whole movement. Coming up to do our opening the chest and gathering around. Shoulder blades are still, sliding down on the back, not rising. Still grounded through the feet. And then we're going to separate our legs more. And we're going to just do the same reaching. It doesn't have to plie deep at all, but totally from the feet. 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 And then if you want to add the arms, but keep the movement happening through the feet. The weight shift through the feet. And then the arms, just keep that gathering in and reaching out. There's so much more stability when those feet are active. And then we're going to come back to center. Pressing the feet into the floor and narrowing up the sides of the legs like we did that same energy that we had in hookups. We're just not crossed now. And that energy is coming all the way up and through the pelvis, and then like a buoyant, I don't know, like a balloon floating up our spine all the way up to the dome of the skull. And then we're going to go on to the rotated one. Up around. And again, with these twists, see the whole thing happening supported by the feet.
Mhm.
I was just thinking how these things were all done, partly for martial arts. And so whatever direction we're facing in here, with that grounding through the feet, your opponent wouldn't be able to push you over.
Yeah.
And the hands meet and circle around. And here we have our bluebells hanging over and our sunflowers. Maybe a gentle reaching of the back side of the body, and then a gentle reaching of the front side of the body, feeling a little bit of space, opening out the back, and then the front. And then we're going to move that curve to the side, reaching up to the other side, scooping up, scooping up, scooping up. Again, grounding with those feet in order to support the reach of one side of the body and the reach of the other side of the body. Lengthening some space between the rib cage and the pelvis on one side and then on the other. And then we reach out and spiral. And again, from the feet, the movement, think of the shifting happening totally from the feet.
Yeah.
And that's reflected all the way up the legs and the spine, the head. So we turn to look at the moon from our feet. And then our legs come together and we do the pushing. I really think about my kidneys now when I do this, like the length from my palm to the kidney on that side. And then we'll move into the looking at the mirror. So rather than doing the lunges, let's go into the flying geese, just gentle plies. Last one, and the arms will come up through the center. And we'll do the body circles. Really keeping the support through your feet. Pausing at the top. And then reversing to the other side. Last one. And coming into our cross crawls. And then shifting to homolateral. Centering the weight in one foot before you pick up the other foot. And breathing and blinking. That's it. Now we're going to double it. Changing. Last one. Open the hands out. Circle up. Reaching as far away from your feet as you can. And then letting it all settle back down. Rotating out. Shoulder blades down. Fingers scoop up. Reaching for the stars. And bringing that in. Back to earth. One more time. Opening out. Creating space from the soles of your feet all the way up. And then finishing at our seat center. Okay.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Let me get the chair.
How are your knees with that?
Yeah, they feel all right at the time. I just can't walk on them.
Here, let me turn off the Recording.